Hello and welcome to this video and to another weekend with me. Lucky you. It's actually Friday. If you can hear any whirring in the background, that's my work laptop. I am close to finishing for the day. I'm actually finishing a little early so I can get everything done. But I am on my penultimate week of work, so there's not a huge amount of stuff for me to do, and I've been pretty on top of stuff, so it's okay. And there's no meetings or anything, so all is good. But the reason I'm finishing a little early is because I am going out. Shock. For my birthday, which is in January, it is now the 8th of December, Pete bought me tickets to go and see the Shagged Married Annoyed tour. So that's the podcast that Chris and Rosie Ramsey do. It's my favourite. I did a video years ago about my favourite podcast, and that's completely changed, except that podcast is still number one for me. So they're at Sheffield Arena tonight, so we're going to watch that, and I'm very excited to go and see it. Should be good, should be a good laugh, but it means that I need to get Jeff sorted so that I can leave early, because I'm a cheapskate and I walk to Pete's office, so that's about 45 minutes, even with my bump. But I also need to make a stop on that walk to the pharmacy to pick up a prescription for my tongue, because that saga's ongoing as well. So yeah, that is what we're up to today. I'm not going to take the camera with me, but I will have my phone. I'm not going to say I'm going to vlog anything. I probably won't. Pete's taking me for a romantic dinner in Wetherspoon, so that's going to be loud, so I probably won't film that. And at most I'll film a set for the tour, but tomorrow I'll come back to you with some more stuff. I'm also planning on going to town tomorrow because I need to get a birthday card for a friend, because next week after, two of my friends have birthdays, and I thought I had cards for them both, but I only have one, so I need to go get another birthday card. I was looking for a scarf, so I'll probably wander into Primark for that and see what else I can find. I'm going to go to the B&M that's in town as well to see if they've got those candles that I was after. The little LED Christmas tree ones for our dining table, and maybe a tablecloth. And then, as I said, I'm a cheapskate, so I'll probably walk back from there as well. So I'm not expecting to be doing a lot on Sunday, because I think I'm going to be a bit worn out. So I think Sunday might be a bit of a flop day where I lay on the sofa and read a book, but as I said, I will bring you along for everything. Tonight is the show, very excited for it. Been looking forward to this for a long time. It's probably my last one for a while. Saying that, I've got something that I might do in January, depending on how I'm feeling, so that might not be the case. But definitely the last show for 2023. So yeah, right, I better get a move on. I'm gonna actually make myself look a bit presentable today, rather than like a knackered zombie like normal, and yeah, start thinking about making a move. So welcome to the video. Good morning. Welcome to Saturday. It's finally stopped raining, so I can pull my camera out on my phone. I am a glutton for punishment. So I have woken up stupidly early so that Pete could drop me to town, and I have a massive, not that you can see, rucksack of bits and pieces, which I did think about leaving in the car. I'll get to that bit in a minute, but I need some of the stuff in it, so. And now I'm going to walk home. It's going to be a slow amble, because A, it's mainly uphill, and B, quite pregnant, and I can definitely feel her when I walk now, like a weight in my pelvis kind of thing. So yeah, now I'm going to walk home, which is probably a really stupid idea, but I'm doing it anyway because I'm stuck. But my Fitbit has just buzzed to tell me I've already done 10,000 steps today. So yeah, the quickest way home happened to be coming past Pete's office, He has a LAN this weekend, so he's there all weekend. So I thought, as I was getting very hungry and there was nothing for me to pick up along this route, to see whether he had any bistros. So I now have this to fuel me for the walk home. And then once I get home, and I've walked Jeff, because more walking, I'm going to sit and not do a lot. But I will talk to you more when I'm at home, because car noises and all of that. This is uphill, this is tough. Right, I'm back. I have been for a little while. I've actually, taken Jeff for a walk. Had some food. I was going to say lunch, but it's not quite lunch because I obviously had those pastries. And we've just sat and watched a vlog on YouTube while I ate it. So I've been back a little while, but I am now back. That walk was tough. I don't know whether it was tough because I already had done that same walk yesterday the other way to get to Pete's office before we went out, and then essentially 12 hours later doing the same thing, slightly longer, but the other way is also more uphill, so it is just tougher. And I'm very tired now and achy, and don't intend on actually leaving this spot for the next few hours, but I got most of what I was after in town. B&M just don't seem to sell the things that I want from them, so I'm still looking for those LED Christmas tree candles. I don't think I'm getting that. I also went in for a Christmas tablecloth. They had one version that I don't really like, but not the one I did. They also have these cutlery holder things, but they only had them in the elf, and I don't like the elf. I wanted the Santa and the reindeer, etc, etc. But I did pick up some crackers and then just some cleaning bits for probably more January, so that I can, clean the washing machine and stuff like that. So to do that, also bought a few bits for baby girl. Things like socks and scratch mittens and stuff that I possibly wouldn't have thought about. But one thing I did get in Primark, which I just happened to see, it's in 3 to 6 months, so it'll be big for her to begin with, but it was in the sale and I loved it and I couldn't leave it. It was just this Cinderella jumper. Let's see if I can... Yes, just this Cinderella jumper, and Cinderella is one of my favourite Disney films, so I saw it for like £2, £1.50 or whatever it was, and I was like, I'm taking that. I didn't see any more of them either, so I was like, that's coming with me. Main thing I went into Primark for was a scarf, so I managed to get one of those. It's just a plain black scarf that cost me like £6, so that's good, because I have no idea what's happened to mine. And yeah, that's about it. I managed not to spend too much money, which is good. I did go into the works. I probably could have bought books in there, but I didn't really have any space in my rucksack, and also I'm trying to be restrained, so I was a good go and didn't do that. As I said, I then walked home via Pete's office, which is actually supposedly the quickest route, and it meant I could get those pastries from him, which did actually help me get home because I was getting very hungry. This one is obsessed with sitting on my lap at the moment. So as soon as I finish eating, he climbs on me. So it's both nice and sometimes annoying. The show last night, I haven't spoken to you about that. So obviously we went to see Shagged Married Annoyed live. As I mentioned, it's the podcast that Chris and Rosie Ramsey do. It's one of my favourites. And I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was very funny. I felt that took them a little bit of time to get into it, I guess. I feel this about their TV show as well. When they're scripted, I don't feel it's quite as natural. I feel it a little bit stilted. But then when they're in their own bit and they can ad-lib, they're like way better, and they're much more comfortable. It feels, I don't know. So I've felt that with the show as well, because obviously most of it is ad-lib, because most of it is questions from the public, the beefs, that kind of thing. If you've listened to the podcast, you know what I'm talking about. They are blind things that they don't know about really, or one knows about the other doesn't, kind of thing. So when it's that, it's good. But when they're doing their opening bit, it gets, I don't know, there doesn't seem quite the right flow to it. But it's still funny, still very, very funny and enjoyable. And Pete, having never listened to the podcast, still enjoyed it and managed to follow it. And there wasn't too much stuff for him that was throwbacks to like episodes and stuff. And where they did it, they tended to explain it too. Yeah, very enjoyable. I liked it a lot. We obviously went to Wetherspoons for dinner because we needed something relatively quick, because we then had to go over to the arena. But as I said to you yesterday, I didn't film anything. Wetherspoons was quite loud and there wasn't a huge amount to film of the show. But still, know that I enjoyed it. What I didn't enjoy though was waking up at like 7:30 this morning, so that I could get everything done and still be on time so that Pete could leave just after 9. I did try and get him to walk the dog this morning, but he said no, and then told me not to overdo it by walking home. I was like, well, you could have walked the dog and then that would have helped me, but he didn't, so there we go. Right. My plan now is to sit here. I'm going to start my next book, which is the penultimate of my 2022 books to read. It's sci-fi, which I don't think I've ever really read sci-fi before, but Hank Green is the brother of John Green, so I want to read his writing and see if he's as good. But I'm a little bit daunted by it, and the text is quite small. But I'd like to try and get like 100 pages through that today, and then maybe 100 pages through it tomorrow, and then we might be able to finish it relatively soon into the week next week. Maybe like Tuesday, Wednesday, don't know. So yeah, I'm just going to sit here, cuddle Jeff, read, possibly have a nap for the next foreseeable. When I'm doing something else, I'll come back to you, but just expect me to still be here and not moving a lot. You agree with that, don't you, baby girl? You are happy to stay still. Right, let's get reading. Morning, welcome to Sunday. It is in fact 10:30 in the morning, and I've had a lovely relaxed, oh I've got hair stuck in my, yeah. And I've had a lovely relaxed start to the day because Pete is out again at that LAN competition thing happening at his office, so he was out early, but he was lovely and took the dog for a walk for me, so I didn't have to do that this morning. So I was able to lay in bed for a bit. I've had a nice shower to wash my hair. Yeah, just a relaxed start to the day. Not that today's going to be particularly go or anything like that. I realised I didn't actually update you last night, so I did essentially just lay here for the entire afternoon and evening, other than to take Jeff for a walk. So I got 70 pages into this. Can't say I'm loving it at the moment, but we are only 5 chapters in. So we'll see where it goes. So I'm hoping to get another reasonable chunk in that. I still would like to get to page 200, but I'm not sure it's going to be totally possible because it did take me a while to read yesterday. I then watched the semi-finals of both Strictly and I'm a Celebrity. I want Ellie and Vito to win that one, and probably Sam for I'm a Celeb, but the final for that one's tonight, so I'll watch that later. I treated myself to a McDonald's dinner, which is rare for me, but I've had a real thing for McNuggets, for the chicken nuggets whilst being pregnant. every now and again I just get a thing where I'm like, I really want some McDonald's nuggets. So that's what I did. I also tried the Galaxy caramel pie thing. I think if I actually ate it when it was warm, it probably would have been a bit nicer. I won't be having another one. It was fine, but nothing to really write home about. Yeah, and then Pete came back, had a chat with him, tried to see how things went and that kind of stuff, and then headed to bed because I was knackered and achy. My feet are still a bit sore actually today, and I have woken up with a bit of a headache, but we roll, we move. So today, as I said, my plans aren't to do a lot. I do need to get these birthday cards sorted, which is the whole reason I went to town yesterday. I would also like to get my Christmas presents wrapped today. I think they're my two plans. Solid plans. Other things may happen, like I have got some washing in the machine. That is also something I needed to do, so I'll work on that as well. Yeah, generally just having a bit more of a chilled time than the last couple of days I have been with moving. Obviously I will have Jeff to walk at points, and of course it's just started raining, so I think we're going to get wet again, which is great. But yeah, should be a good day. I'll bring you along for bits and pieces. Obviously there are stuff that I can't show you, so I won't be able to show you me wrapping presents because everyone that I'm wrapping for tends to watch these videos, and this will come out before Christmas. Yeah, so I think I'm going to try and get maybe a chapter read of this and then think about doing something else. I'm now just a floating head. That angle doesn't work, does it? There we go. So this is Deja Vu, because I'm going to fill in a driving licence form again. I am Jeff, which I'm pretty sure I did. Did I do it the last time Pete had a LAN, or did I do it before then? But either way, I've done it before, but they sent it back to me because I didn't include everything that they needed. So I have the old stuff and the new stuff, and we're going to sort this out, and then maybe, just maybe, my name will change on the driving licence. I got the form a while ago because I was all right, okay, cool, let's do it, and then I never got round to it. So let's do this. Obviously I am not going to record because it's my personal details, but just know I am doing this once again. Right, the driving licence form is done and ready to be posted. I have also sent off an email to the phone trade-in people at Tesco because I was trying to move this into, trade that in. Not that I'm getting a lot of money for it, but it's better than nothing because it's a very old iPhone 7. And if I do it with Tesco at the moment, then I do a little bit of good because they are promising to provide SIM cards, I think, that kind of thing, to people over Christmas who perhaps don't have the way of being in contact with people, so it sort of helps prevent loneliness and stuff. It's through the Trussell Trust. So I figured, even though I'm not going to get a lot of money, I might as well try and do some good with my trade-in, because then at least there's a bit more out of it as well. So yeah, but I did that a few days ago and I haven't actually had a confirmation email or anything, so I've just emailed them to find out what's going on. It's probable that I have a typo in my email address or something like that. So hopefully I can get that sorted and that can then go next week. I think my washing's just done, so I need to go and get the next load to get that in the machine. I don't often split them because I'm a rebel like that, but I think my new fleece line leggings that I've been wearing over the past week or so could potentially run, so I've decided to do it as, you know, darks and lights today. But it does mean that it's essentially given me a little bit more work to do because I now have to go and get another load, but that is fine. So we're going to do that, then I'll sort out these birthday cards, and then I'll see what the time is. Lovely paw there, Jeff. Hold up. Let's post these then. Done. Right, so my hound is back on my lap where he has lived this whole entire weekend that I have been in the house. He seems very attached to me at the moment. I don't know whether it's time of year, whether it's because I'm warmer than Pete at the moment, whether it's a pregnancy, he wants to come and protect me thing, I don't know. But he literally will not leave me alone, will you, Jeff? No, you're just attached to me. You're like my shadow. You're always on me. Which I am both complaining and not complaining about because it's very nice and he does keep me warm. But also, it's another 10 kilos that I'm carrying on top of, you know, her as well. So sometimes I just need some space. But he won't really go and sit with Pete at the moment. So yeah, that's one thing. I haven't done a huge amount. You've seen I've posted those that stuff, so that's on its way. I am now going to wrap my presents. So originally I was going to watch Muppets Christmas Carol while I did that, but I don't think I am anymore. I think I'm going to stick on Pinocchio. So if you didn't know, I sort of had the idea ages ago to watch through all the animated Disney and Pixar films, because I thought, you know what, I'm going to be going on maternity. That'll be a little project that I could probably get through if I started now, work my way through. I watched Snow White, which was the first one, and then haven't watched one since, and that was about 3 months ago, because I'm on Pinocchio, which is not my favourite, and it's one I've sort of been putting off. So I think if I stick that on while I wrap my presents, then A, I'll have a distraction from wrapping my presents, which is something I don't like doing particularly. I like buying them, I don't like wrapping them. But also I'll have a distraction from watching Pinocchio as well because I have to wrap. Does that make sense? So I think we're going to do that. And that's the second one ticked off that list. And we can work our way through. I think the next two are also ones I'm not hugely interested in. I think once I get over this little hurdle, it's going to be much easier and I'm going to be much more inclined to do it. But I don't have that long left of work. I've got this full week and that's it really. I've got 7 working days to do. And I feel like a little Disney lunchtime film would be nice over the course of the next, what will it be, 11 and a half months or whatever it is that I'm off for. I've had confirmation from work now about my maternity and what my pay is going to be and all of that kind of stuff. So, as my manager said, it's all getting a bit real now. But I actually am off for January, but it's all my annual leave, basically. Because I had to use that because we work in academic years, so my leave year starts in September. And I haven't used any yet. So that's why I'm finishing at Christmas, despite the fact I'm not due till February. Because I had a lot of annual leave to use up, which works out as the entirety of January. So yeah, I think the little Disney film project will come in handy in that point. Me and Jeff can sit probably like this and watch various Disney films. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I am procrastinating because A, I need to move this dog so I can go and get everything. And B, I don't like wrapping. Love Christmas. It's the worst bit of Christmas, in my personal opinion. So let's do that. Once I do that job, I'll feel like I've done everything that I want to do this weekend. There's 1 or 2 other things that I might do if I can be bothered. I probably won't be bothered, But if I wrap these presents and watch Pinocchio, which is, it can't be long, it's got to be at least like 65 minutes or something. If it's shorter, even better. Pin-O key. 1940 Pinocchio came out. Oh, it's an hour and 28 minutes. It's quite a long one. That's longer than I thought it was. Because, I was going to say Snow White was only, like an hour, but it wasn't. It's an hour and 22. So, hour and a half. It's 2:30. So that will take me to 3, 4, and then I can speak to my family. I think that works. Right. Let's stop procrastinating and get all my bits and bobs out. As I said earlier, I can't show you this because the only person that doesn't really watch my videos is Pete. But then occasionally he might dip into one and I don't want him to know what it is. But my parents and my brother all watch, so we can't show you that. In case I spoil their Christmas presents. So I'm gonna sign off now until the evening probably. Looking a little dishevelled now, but it's 8:30. I can't remember the last thing I filmed. I think it was that I was going to go and wrap presents. I did wrap the presents. I did watch Pinocchio. I'm not a fan, I don't think. It's very strange. I can see that they've got better at like story development between Snow White and Pinocchio. But yeah, Pinocchio's not my fave. It's not one I'll be rushing to again. I then spoke to my parents and then my brother for a very long time, and then have taken this one, who is once again attached to me, and for a walk. We've had our dinners. Now I'm going to read for half an hour before the I'm a Celeb final. So I'm going to end this video here. If you've enjoyed hanging out with me for the weekend, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!